guys, we're in Tampa today to see a boat that I'm really excited about. I got to see it about a couple months ago. I believe it's the first one in the U.S. A Polish-built 2020 Hussar Skamander. And I didn't get any photos or shots at the Fort Myers boat show. And so the guys who import these here in North America, they've given me permission to come on down, and we're gonna get some photos, some 3D, and do a little bit of tour. So I'm super excited. Let's go see if we can find the boat. Look at that, guys. We have found our Hussar Skamander Explorer. And guys aren't out here yet. I'm here a little bit early, but there she is. They're a sweet boat. Look at that. 2020. You can outfit them with whatever motors you want. I just love that low profile. It's kind of all sleek, kind of like tug-like. We got a tug right next to it, but it's definitely no tug, and it's definitely a lot faster. Real low draft. Quick little look around here. And just look at all this room, guys. And there are seats and tables that go in here, but you can take them all out, and you'll see a little bit of that later, but just huge amount of room. Here we go. Sneak around in here. I don't know why, I just love this little boat. Alrighty, guys, just checking out this anchor. As a further note on this boat, guys, this boat comes with 200 feet of chain. It does not have one of those little foot switches, but everything is completely and totally controlled from the cockpit. And gosh, I love these boats. Alrighty, guys, check this out. This roof, it basically closes in about 10 seconds. Just beautiful. Guys, this channel is sponsored by Tupperware rep Sailor Jen. Tupperware truly is the ultimate galley-ware for your boat, and it comes with a great warranty to boot. They are the ultimate source of high-quality, lightweight, low-rattle utensils, dishes, and cups for your boat or home. Furthermore, their unbeatable food storage containers are the only food storage devices approved for use by the U.S. military when they move military households. Don't have heavy and noisy galley-ware on your boat, and go high quality when trying to keep pesky bugs and moisture out of your food, especially on your boat. Go to sailorjen.com today. Check out all of their offerings and order up your new galley-ware today. Email any questions to tupperware@sailorjen.com. Thank you, and remember that your order helps out this channel. So here we go. Everything, we got furniture back in. This all comes out though. We're gonna go inside. A nice sliding glass door here. It's kind of a tri-sliding door. Let's hop on in here. Plenty of light. That's just amazing. I do want to show there's a little sink here, and flips up, flips back out of the way. Another way to have it. This is just a little storage here. Got a bunch of switches, lights. We do have a refrigerator down here. Maybe snoop around in the refrigerator. Nothing good in there. A radio. These are decked with all the modern stuff. Should be for a 2020. These here in the U.S. right now, I believe they're going for $205,000. So, got a little area where someone could stand, maybe stand and look up and out. Maybe we'll do that. All right. Can I get a little view? Kicking back here. Peek my head out. Keep some stuff. All right. What do we got? Down here, we got a V-berth. Pretty good size. I did lay in this earlier. I was taking some individual photos and stuff, and so fairly roomy. And then definitely a really deep. You could fit something pretty big. I mean, obviously they'd have to remember not to, in the middle of the night, come up and bump their head, but you could fit an extra person or just a lot of storage. And then we have our head here. Here's our head. Perfect. You see, I'm 5'11", so I can't stand up in here, but I definitely, I'm sitting on the head, and got my knees a little like this, but I could definitely close the door. So definitely functional for someone around 6 foot. If you're bigger, there's probably another 3-4 inches above. So even if you're around 6'2", 6'3", you could, you squeeze it in, you could use it. Guys, so this is gonna, we got everybody coming on board. This is gonna conclude our little snooping around adventure. Guys, waited for a bit, and we got the crew on board. We got the one of the owners from Hussar, Tampa. 2 brothers, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And so we're going to be taking the boat around, hopefully get a little bit of video, and enjoy the ride. All right, guys, looks like we're going to actually get to take this 2020 Hussar out and give her a little spin. So there we go, get to leave the dock. The one thing you guys will definitely notice on this boat is the visibility on this is spectacular all the way around. There we got Greg again. With just absolute spectacular visibility. And that's not even including the fact that, you roll this roof open, just kick back and enjoy. Oh no, you're good. I'm just gonna stand here just for a second. Show a little more video
sure.
on the draft on this. What is it, 18 inches?
18-inch draft with the motors up. So, whatever they set the motors down, that would be all right. But your draft's 18 inches, motors up. And right now we're sitting at idle. So, for example, if you have a long idle cruise, let's say up the Miami River, we're doing almost 6 miles an hour just at idle. So it does move a lot quicker at idle than most boats this size. Just so you're able to, get through those no wake or those idle zones a lot faster. 240 without reserves, ballpark, so let's just call it 200.
With reserves, yeah.
So hopping over to Havana would be a non-issue. You just fuel up there before you head back. The same thing with Bimini and stuff like that, so.
There we go. So 2 miles per gallon at 30 knots, 30 miles an hour?
Yeah, so you'll see about 1.9, 1.8 at the higher speeds. So your optimal cruise on this is 30 miles an hour. That's, running at about just 4,500 RPMs. And then once you start getting to really bad weather, let's say 3 to 4 foot chop, you'll come down to about 20 miles an hour. And that ride becomes very comfortable, even in those really bad conditions. And then, on days, flat water days like this, with only 2 people on board and half fuel tanks, we've got it up to 55 miles an hour.
Really?
With bottom paint on it. So It could even go a little bit quicker on Twin 222. So it's a very impressive machine in terms of, fuel economy and then just the ease of maintenance behind everything. So,
what's the engine layout that set up right now? That's
So twin 225s, and that is the max horsepower that we can put on here with twins. A single 400 is the max horsepower. You can go with a single motor. A lot of our overseas customers go with the single engine just because of, you know, cheaper maintenance, lower cost of ownership, and whatnot. But in the U.S. market, we feel that predominantly we're going to be bringing this in with twin 200s or twin 225s.
And then Mercury or whoever you want.
Yeah, whoever you want. Mercury will be our shortest lead time because our manufacturer is the largest Mercury distributor in Europe, so we'll be able to get engines a lot quicker than anybody else will in terms of Mercury. But Yamaha, Suzuki's, Hondas, I've seen these outfitted with all of them, so it really is whatever you want it to be at all. And it almost feels like you're going slow, but you look at the speed and we're already at 30 at 3,500 RPM. It's just incredible what this boat does.
How heavy is boat?
It's 8,300 pounds.
With engines or without?
With engines.
Yep.
Without engines, it's roughly about 6,800, 6,300, depending on, you know, some of the other options configurations that you have on it.
How I think
So Greg, what would be one of the things, the top 3 things you like about these boats?
The fuel economy, the comfort, and the protection of the cabin where you're able to go out for extended period of time with your family without everybody crying about it being too hot, too cold, and just be able to get out of the elements and enjoy long-term stays on this boat versus just quick couple-hour trips.
Excellent.
We're up 47. 47, and we're pretty heavily loaded.
How much fuel do you have aboard?
Sorry?
How much fuel do you have aboard?
How much fuel? 120 gallons. So at cruise we'll be getting roughly about 2 gallons, 1.7 miles a gallon. So you're looking at about a 200-mile range with another 40 miles in reserves. All right, I'll let you hop on.
All
I
right,
know
Greg.
maybe you want a shot of just
Yeah, I'm gonna get a little bit, maybe a view. We're up here and watching the thrusters go. Or should I say the thruster?
Yeah.
No, it's definitely like, you know, captain that boat on.
Hey, Marty.
Yeah, and it does kind of everything all in one. Now, I feel like that's why we should.
Ready to charge down?
Yeah, make sure that, you know, I'll do one.
Let's trim up and then, yeah, the trim down will be closer to you.
Yep.
And finally we arrived at the docks after a good day out on the boat. That bow thruster on the boat really did help. We had a little bit of cross breeze and a little traffic there at the docks. We're kind of waiting to you know, get out, and the bow thruster actually came in handy. But as you can see here, I mean, this boat, I mean, she's big and roomy for her size, but she easily hauls on a trailer. And you're going to see here in a little bit with one of the other owners of the importer, Hussar Importers, he's going to give you a couple little tidbits on the bottom of the boat. So stay tuned for a few seconds here.
So the step hole here, as you can see, if you see the step hole going down, it gets narrower down towards the end. what happens is sucks air in through the sides. That air compresses and then proceeds to trickle down the hole, reducing friction with the water by about 20 to 30%.
And thus improving efficiency.
Yes. Yeah, it improves your fuel economy and your speed. It's
So you got
much faster.
you got the one here at the fore end, and then about midships back you got a second, and they're on both sides.
Yes, it will step on both sides.
Excellent. All right, and then including, I guess we can get in there that we do also have a bow thruster. And when you guys were pulling out, that did make it really nice for docking. Thank you, Marty.
No problem.
Hey guys, thank you for joining me again today on Boat Snoop on this boat tour on this Hussar 920 Explorer Max. And don't forget to hit that subscribe and like button. I appreciate it, and I'll see you next time. Hey guys, do you need a loan to buy your new boat? So many lenders. Who to choose? Are you getting the best rate? What if the boat I want is older than 20 years old? Not to worry, my friends. Boat Snoop has a solution. As a yacht broker, I have a boat loan broker and sponsor of this channel that many of my clients use to great satisfaction. I jokingly call him my boat lending leprechaun, holding the Holy Grail in his right hand while riding a unicorn over a rainbow into a pot of gold. You might ask, Clint, why do you call him that? Because this guy, he has been in the business for over 30 years and has connections to almost every major boat lender possible. Additionally, he has a good handful of lenders that can finance a boat 21 to 30 years old, and lenders that do that are not that common. Finally, he has one lending source that can finance boats over 30 years old. That's right, it could be possible to get a loan on an antique or classic boat. To summarize, using a boat loan broker such as this saves you time, as you only have to fill out one application instead of many from a whole host of different lenders, which is time-consuming and utterly exhausting. As many of my clients have found, he'll bring to you the best financing deals he can find and that you can qualify for. If you're located in the United States, need a boat loan for $20,000 US or more, and you are interested in connecting with my personally recommended boat lending leprechaun, just email me your name and best phone number at lender@boatsnoop.com. Upon receiving your email, I will personally introduce my lender and you via email. At that point, I just fade away and let the two of you get to work on financing your new boat.